Hi there, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little late. Tune in. Good afternoon. Okay. Hey, y'all. Woohoo. Hello, I See Me book storybook readers. Hi, everybody. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time for story time. Dun. Okay. So, once again, I'm trying this outdoors thingy. We'll see how this works out, you guys. I'm in the garden. Let's see. I can't tell who's out there so far, or even if we're still on. Outdoors in the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. How I'm looking? Looking okay? Yeah. Had to put some sunglasses on, in case the sun gets in my eyes, because we don't like the sun on our skin. So, hello, everybody. Decided to start a little different scenery today out in the garden. In the garden, under a shady tree, checking out some books in the garden. Who's out there? So the internet may not be as strong outdoors as we'd like it to be, so my response time might be a little slower. So, see, we have at least 4 people watching with me. Hi, y'all. I'm in the Victory Garden. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I think so. So, of course, since we're in the garden today, we're definitely going to talk about garden stuff. Outdoors. Oh, it's such a gorgeous day. It's not too hot. It's not too hot. Nice little breeze blowing, the sun shining. I hope you guys will be able to hear me. Maybe if I scoot the table a little closer, you guys will, because it is by a street. There. How's that? That way? Yeah, I liked it better the other way. So I can't tell if anybody's out there, you guys. The comments aren't coming up very close. But since it's 3:08, let's go ahead and start, shall we? I'm glad to have you guys out there, whoever's out there. So, as you know, I'm Miss Tracey. Hello, and thank you so much for joining us today with the I See Me story time hour that we have. And I'm your hostess. I love bringing books to life. My name's Tracey J. And I have Read to Me, Miss Tracey YouTube channel where you can go and subscribe. And thank you to all of the folks out there in I See Me Bookstore Land that have subscribed. Thank you for sharing and subscribing. When I wear these glasses, it makes my nose like this, and it makes me talk really funny. So I'm going to probably take these off while I'm reading the book so I can talk regularly. Although, this is actually kind of funny, too. Okay. My glasses off to you. Sure. Okay. Well, it's not so bad, because now my natural shades coming through. Okay, thank you for subscribing to Read to Me, Miss Tracey. All right, so I've got, since I'm in the garden, as you guys can see, the Victory garden. And so Miss Tracey's planted some stuff back there with the friends of helps them with some friends in the community. So we've got community books and garden books to read to you today. And I cannot wait to get started. So since we're live from the garden, appropriately, we'll start with this one. And guess what? It's a counting book. So you can count with me, please. Thank you very much. Are you ready? A 1 and a 2 and a 3. From the garden, a counting book about growing food. Mama pulled one fat tomato from the garden today. Whoa! Do you see the tomato? Number 1. Tony tugged 2 golden carrots from the garden today. You notice that tugged. So you have to kind of really pull the carrots from the dirt. And did you know, like some vegetables grow on trees, but lots of them grow underground inside the dirt. Can you believe it? Let's see, count the carrots with me. 1, 2. Good job. Sarah scooped up 3 red cabbages from the garden today. Red cabbage? Did you know that there was more than one kind of cabbage? Green cabbage, yellow cabbage, red cabbage. Count 3 with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3 red cabbages. Harry hauled 4 heads of lettuce from the garden today. He's using his red rag, and you see that? You ready to count the melons? Let's count. 1, cut lettuce. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. 4 heads of lettuce. Funny how they call them heads, huh? Where's the neck and the knees on those heads of lettuce? Where's the rest of it? Dad grabbed 5 bunches of broccoli from the garden today. Yep. I wonder if some broccoli growing over there. I wonder. Ready to count the broccolis? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Piper plucked 6 juicy strawberries from the garden today. Ooh, who loves strawberries? I do. Do you guys out there like strawberries? I love strawberries, blackberries. Maybe there's some in the book. Let's see. We're going to count. 1 strawberry, 2 strawberry, 3 strawberry, 4 strawberry, 5 strawberry. Wait a minute. Piper plucked 6 juicy strawberries from the garden today. You got, I see the strawberry. Piper has it in her hand. You guys, you're super smart. Thanks for pointing that out. Grandpa picked 7 outstanding onions from the garden today. Wow. See, that's another one that grows underground. The onions do. You ready to count? 7 onions. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, I got a good idea. The next vegetables that they pick or they get from the garden, let's see if you can say them in Spanish. Let's count with me in Spanish. Grandma gathered pods of peas from the garden today. Pea pods. I like to say that. Pea pods. Ready to count with me? I'm going to say it in Spanish. If you know Spanish, you can count with me. Or if you want to do it in English, you do it in English. Just count with me. Will you just count with me? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Muy bueno. Carl collected 9 cool cucumbers from the garden today. I got some cucumbers at the store today too. Well, the pantry. Nice ones too. I gave a lot to my friends in the community. Ready? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve. Ah, way to go, girl. Nueve is 9 in Spanish. The twins rooted up 10 ripe radishes from the garden today. Look at that. Also, that's a root vegetable, so they grow in the ground too, like onions and carrots and potatoes. Ready to count with me? Can you count to 10? I'm sure you can. Let's go. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Wow, you guys did good. There's more vegetables. Look at all the pretty colors. They're peppers. Peppers come in yellow and red and green colors. Beautiful colors. That's what I love about being in the garden. All the colors, flowers and plants. I carried 11 peppers from the garden today. Ooh, you ready to count? Okay, I hope he doesn't drop any. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez, once. Once is 11 in Spanish. Can they get even more from the garden? Phew, time to eat. Now the family has 12 plates of spectacular salad from the garden today. I'm almost a little hungry after seeing that. How about you? You ready to count the salads? Well, you worked hard enough. You might as well finish the job. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez, once, 12. 12 plates, nicely set. There you go. You did good, you guys. That book is From the Garden, a counting book about growing food. What we're doing in the Victory Garden. How cool is that? Yep. You see what I did there, right? You see what I did there. Okay. And that was written by Michael Dahl, and it was illustrated by Todd Uren. That was a good one. I like that one. I have another one about the garden and someone's special. Now, that one, I get a lot of the books from the I See Me bookstore, right? And they have an order inquiry line because they have been inundated with all these orders. And isn't it a good thing that everybody's excited about reading? I think that's awesome. But they have an online, I gotta look it up, you guys. I gotta look it up. But they have an online order inquiry. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I got excited. And I will look it up before we finish this story time, and I'll try to post the link. Or you can just go on their website because they've got it posted there. But if you have some inquiries about your order, because a lot of the printing companies and publishing houses are backlogged themselves because of COVID and protests and all that stuff. So patience is the key during this season. Okay, so we have another garden book, and I'm excited to read this one. It's called In the Garden with Dr. Carver, and it's written by author Susan Grigsby, and the pictures or the illustrator is by Nicole Tadgell. And so this book is about Dr. Carver, who was a brilliant scientist, an American scientist. And man, some of his creations from the garden really provided a lot of medicine and a lot of science and data. And he made huge strides as far as understanding nature and how it relates in healing our bodies and our environment. So that's what this book is all about. The day Dr. Carver came, we ate sweet potato flour bread, chicken made from peanuts, and a salad of strange wild weeds. And for dessert, peanut ice cream and cake. Whoa. Now this sounds good. Peanut ice cream? Have you ever heard of such? Yeah, that's what we do. We learn about stuff like this on the ICME bookstore and reading with Miss Tracey. Mm-hmm. Look at all these things that he's named and discovered. Mm-hmm. So, in the garden with Dr. Carver. Let's see. Let's get it a little bit closer. The sun's like right on it. I hope you guys can see, but just use your imagination, okay? I'll try. I'll never forget the Sunday that we stepped out of church and saw an old mule waiting beside a funny-looking wagon. The man, George Washington Carver, the famous plant scientist from the big schoolhouse in Tuskegee. That's in Alabama. I meant to do that. Dr. Carver called the wagon his movable school, and it was piled high with plants and tools and seeds. The adults all gathered around, eager for advice. They had heard about the 20-pound cabbages and the onions as 20-pound cabbages and the onions as big as a young child's head. That's probably bigger than one of your heads out there. Onions that big? Have you ever seen an onion that big? That Dr. Carver had grown on his land just like ours. He said that plants get from the soil the foods that they need to make them grow. But cotton, like a hungry monster, had gobbled up all in an Alabama soil. Dr. Carver was showing folks how to make our poor soil healthy again. Wow. And you know what? If the plants don't have nutrients and we eat the plants, then we're not getting the nutrients. So you got to know how to work the soil so it puts the nutrients back into our food, into the ground. You didn't know that, did you? Dr. Carver knew. He was even teaching people how to turn simple foods like peanuts and sweet potatoes into luxuries like coffee and butter and sugar. Hundreds of new products poured out of his laboratory, all made from plants that we could grow. Look at that. Did you know that you could do that? Make coffee from plants, peanut butter? But for me, the best part of Dr. Carver's visit was that he agreed to stay through Monday to help us with the garden at our school. Who here would like to learn to be a plant doctor? Dr. Carver asked. I waved my hand the hardest, so he asked me to observe the first case. So, Dr. Sally, he said, why do you think this rose bush is looking so weak when her cousins by the fence are covered in beautiful red roses? I don't know, I admitted. What should I do first? Listen to the plants, and they will tell you what they need. Go on. I thought about what Dr. Carver meant. Maybe it was like listening to the wind and watching the sky to tell the weather. He means by listening to the plants. I didn't know plants had mouths make it talk. Maybe there's more than one way to communicate. I looked over at the healthy roses basking in the bright sunshine. Then I examined my patient. Just one single rose grew on her entire bush as she sat alone in the shade beside the shed. I've got it, I cried out. My patient needs to be moved where she'll get more sunlight. That is an excellent job of observation, Dr. Sally, Dr. Carver said. Now, let us begin the operation. Dr. Carver showed us how to transplant the rosebush very carefully and without damaging her roots or letting her scratch us. Ooh, if you ever got poked by a rosebush, ouchie, ouchie, owie, ow. When I was a boy, When I was a boy, said Dr. Carver, drawing and plants were my two favorite passions. I mixed my own paints and covered stones and discarded boards with pictures of the flowers. I was always asking questions. I wanted to know the names of every strange stone and flower, every insect, bird, and beast that visited the garden. We wanted to know all about the garden too. So we just sat there quiet, watching and listening to nature, and drawing the beetles and bees, flowers and fungi, worms and birds, and pretty bits of stones. I never knew our garden was such a busy, busy place. And Dr. Carver knew the names of everything. Good. What do you see? Bees, birds, dragonflies, butterflies. What's this? Butterfly. What's this? It's like a field cricket. And look at the kids in the garden. They're drawing and writing down the names of things. How cool is that? You could probably do this in your backyard too. My brother Ben found a big web stretched out like a fishing net spun of the finest lace. On it waited a huge and hungry spider. Ben raised a stick, ready to kill it, when Dr. Carver stopped him. That spider is helping your garden, explained Dr. Carver, by eating up the creatures that want to eat your plants. Before you change or destroy something, you need to understand why it exists and its relationship with the rest of nature. The plants, the soil, and the animals that visit are all connected just like a web. Mm-hmm. Can you see the spider? You see him? Oh, I see him. Yee, spiders! That's a smart thing that Dr. Carver said, though. In every single flower bed, dandelions held up their sunny yellow heads. Who planted all of these? Lucy asked. That would be Old Man Wind, chuckled Dr. Carver. He showed us how the fluff of a dandelion puffball was really made of hundreds of seeds. Carried by the wind, they could travel miles before landing and beginning to grow. A plant is a weed if it's growing uninvited, we learned. Those greedy dandelions were taking food, light, and water from the flowers that our teacher, Miss Simpson, had planted. Dr. Carver showed us how to remove the dandelions, pulling them up by their long and hungry roots. We saved their youngest leaves for our lunchtime salad. Dr. Carver said that we should eat all of the fruits and vegetables that we could. Mm-hmm. They're good for you. By then, we were as hungry as a pack of wild dandelions. Miss Simpson and the older students had cooked us a delicious spread of picnic food using recipes invented by Dr. Carver. After every bit was gobbled up, they told us that what we'd eaten: sweet potato flour bread, chicken made from peanuts. Wait a minute. Chicken made from peanuts? What are you talking about? I don't know. And a salad of strange wild weeds. And for dessert, peanut ice cream and cake. Wow, what a picnic. After our feast, Dr. Carver said that it was time to plant our own kitchen garden. We followed him to the lot behind our school. This spot is no good, Emmett said. It's sunny, but the soil's rock hard. See, it won't budge. He's right, I said. Nothing ever grows out here, not even weeds. And nothing ever will unless we improve this worn out land, said Dr. Carver. Plants, like people, need nutritious food to help them grow. That Dr. Carver, smarty pants he is. Dr. Carver took us to a patch of forest near our school. We scooped up buckets of full, rich, and leafy loam. Not sure what that is. While we worked, he explained how rotting plants were full of good things to feed, rotting plants, were full of good things to feed healthy plants. Leaf mulch, swamp muck, and the decaying roots of peanuts, peas, and beans will all enrich the soil. You can make your own fertilizer too. Anything that breaks down quickly will put nutrients back into the soil. So much of what people waste can be put to good use. That might be better than putting it in the garbage can or better than putting in the garbage disposal. There you go. Composting. Sounds like he's talking about composting. We cleared the plot of stones, spaded and hoed, chopped and raked, turning and mixing into the soil the forest humus we gathered. Okay. We worked that soil until we had a rich field. They worked the soil until they had a rich field. You got that? Then we divided it into plots. We planted sweet potato slips and peanuts, snap beans, lima beans, cowpeas, squash, okra, and melons. I never heard of cowpeas before. There's so many different types of vegetables out there. Dr. Carver asked us to show him the nearest dump. We found wood scraps to use for our plant markers and a raggedy-headed mop to make a tall scarecrow. When Clarence grumbled about picking through the dump, Dr. Carver told us how he made test tubes, lamps, and all sorts of tools for his laboratory from the reused treasures of just such a dump. The word treasure set Clarence's eyes on fire, and he kept picking until he found a fine costume for our shaggy-headed scarecrow. Back at school, we used milk paint to label our garden signs so that we remember what we planted where. We were all sad to see Dr. Carver leave, but he made Miss Simpson a promise to take us out. He made Miss Simpson promise to take us outdoors every day for nature study and gardening lessons. And he gave her papers he'd written to use as our school guides. And we promised Dr. Carver that we wouldn't eat wild weeds, as some can be very poisonous, until our teacher taught us which ones we were to eat and which ones were safe. You know what's cool is there's this bug that keeps sitting on the book. I think the bug wants to is reading the story with me too. Maybe it's not a bookworm, but a book bug. I love it. Bugs love to read too. Some people come in and out of your life as quick as a hummingbird darting at a trumpet vine. And some of them, when gone, leave something behind that sticks in your heart or your mind. It sticks to you like a little bird on your sock. It wraps around you like the tendrils of a vine. Since that day, we spent in the garden with Dr. Carver. Whenever I step among flowers, trees, or vegetables, I remember his words. Listen to the plant, and they'll tell you what they need. And they do. Cool book. That was In Garden with Dr. Carver. by Susan Grigsby and illustrated by Nicole Tadgill. Awesome, awesome. Another cool garden themed book. So since I'm on a roll, let's see. I'm on a roll. I brought some other glasses too since I was in the garden. How you like those? My butterfly glasses? Those are kind of cool. I like those. So, yeah, we're in the Victory Garden. Yep. And since we're broadcasting live, I'm also broadcasting live on the Read to Me, Miss Tracey at YouTube. Hello to my viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, we're broadcasting simultaneously and we're broadcasting from I See Me Bookstore, Facebook Live. And love them over there. They've got all kinds of African American and diversity, minded themed books, children of color, all throughout the books there, as well as adult and graphic novels. When this stuff is over with, when we get back to the normal or the new normal, whatever it looks like, we will be doing some live story times, and you can have your events there as well. So, yeah, read to me, Miss Tracey at youtube.com. Hey there. So our other book that we're going to read is My Hair is Garden. Words and Pictures by Cozbi A. Cabrera. So all gardening books. Ooh, this is going to be so pretty, you guys. I can't wait to read this. My Hair is a Garden by Cozbi A. The words and pictures are by the same person, the author and the illustrator, Cozbi A. Cabrera. I was always drawn to Miss Tilly's house. She lived 4 houses down and across the street from our house. There was something special about Miss Tilly, the way she found a use for everything and made up songs while scrubbing her porch, the way her house shone in the daylight, with its vines curling around it. It took my breath away. You could say her house had a glory. Let me see if I can see who's checked in. I don't know who's checked in, you guys. I can't tell. Can't tell who's there. If anyone's saying hello, I can't see it. I'm broadcasting live, so it's not picking up the comments. I don't see it. If you guys are out there, let me know who's watching. I don't see any comments coming through, but okay. So I hope you guys are seeing me. Okay. I used to run right into her house when I was a toddler. So when I was teased because of my hair, again, it was no surprise that I found myself running right into Miss Tilly after school. She led me to her kitchen table where she'd been straining sorrel. Its pungent aroma and the smell of steeping ginger filled the kitchen. When my tears came, a slow leak, a salty streak, she handed me a tissue and let me be for a few minutes. Miss Tilly knew if I was looking for comfort, I could go to Mama for that. She knew I was at her house for a reason. She set a cup of the sorrel in front of me, and I took a sip. It went down smooth and tangy, broke through the lump in my throat. I need help with my hair, I said. It wasn't the first time my hair had been made a joke. I sort of got used to it. I shrug it off, or I keep my hat on, even when I wasn't supposed to wear it in class. But when Julio Richards, who I'd known since kindergarten, said, "We all know Mac's hair is always a mess," he said it like it was a fact. Like we all know the Statue of Liberty is surrounded by water, or we all know George Washington was the first president of the United States. Folks have been poking fun of my hair since I was little, I told Miss Tilly. Mama's tried to fix it, but the truth is, she doesn't know what to do with it. I could feel Miss Tilly's hand on my thick nest of a head. That touch gave me hope. I made a little song in my head. Miss Tilly's hair is shiny. Miss Tilly's hair is long. She wears it as a crown, like beauty wrapped in song. You know, Miss Tilly's hair has glory. Miss Tilly called my mama, who said I could stay there a while. There's Miss Tilly with her hand in her hair. Then Miss Tilly turned to me. Now, I'll show you how to shampoo, she said. Shampoo? I know my hair's a mess, but it's not dirty, I thought. Miss Tilly put a towel around my neck and led me to the sink. Normally, I would part your hair in quarters before shampooing, but it's a bit tangled and matted now, so it's best to shampoo first. We'll detangle when it's more pliable. For that, you'll need a wide tooth comb. Paying attention? Okay. I already use a wide tooth comb, I said. Well, when I use a comb, that is. Miss Tilly took out a large comb with teeth that looked as far apart as the spaces in the garden rake. I nodded. Oh, right, I said. A wide tooth comb. We'll use this one for now, said Miss Tilly. Later on, when your hair is trained, you can go back to use your usual comb. Trained? Did Miss Tilly mean she could train hair? Oh, yes, Miss Tilly replied. You've got to work with what you have, but you can still tell it what to do. Do you think my hair will be as long as yours once it's trained? I asked her. Length doesn't matter, Mackenzie. Don't let anybody fool you. It's the health of your hair that counts. Miss Tilly ran the water in the sink. I guess you're right, I said, but I wasn't convinced. Would my hair always be someone's idea of a joke? Would it ever be beautiful? Miss Tilly turned the water off. Which would you prefer if you had to choose? A healthy, shiny head of cropped hair, or hair that is long, straggly, fragile, and full of split ends? Were those my only choices? These questions were drowning out the song in my head. Miss Tilly looked at me as if she were reading my thoughts. She slowly pulled a towel from my shoulder and laid it on the kitchen counter by the sink, near the drain spots of sorrel. Come with me, she said. She steered me toward the screen door to her garden. Miss Tilly's backyard was a paradise with so many shades of green, bright pockets of colorful flowers, and cool shade, just like we're in right now. I could barely take it in. It was as if someone had taken a big paintbrush and made bold strokes of green, then used countless little paintbrushes to fill in the details. We walked over to a bench and sat down. I inhaled deeply. The backyard didn't smell like the rest of the neighborhood. It smelled, well, alive. I wanted to know every part of this garden. I reached out to feel the ground. The earth was damp and cool. It felt like it was giving me something I couldn't see. How did you create this, Miss Tilly? I wanted to know. 30 or more years ago, I put some seeds in the ground, Miss Tilly said. I planted cuttings from my neighbors and friends' trees, bought a few plants and bulbs from catalogs. I pointed to the tree Miss Tilly called a Japanese maple. Ooh, I love those. They're very pretty trees. The big one that draped gracefully over the garden. That tree was a cutting? I asked. Oh, that was a wee thing at first. The phone company men came through the yard one day and trampled over it with their boots. Got in the way where they were sitting to have lunch. I found it plucked up clean and wove it into the chain link fence. I gasped. What did you do? Oh, I cried, Miss Tilly replied. Paid $15 for that tree, and that was a lot of money for me at the time. But I put that tree right back in the ground and watered it every day without fail. I thought about how that little tree had survived and all the water Miss Tilly gave it every day, even though it just looked like a little broken branch. I wondered if I would have ever given up and thrown it away. I leaned out and ran my hand over some of the tiny plants on the ground near the bench. What are these? Those are succulents. They hold a lot of water. Makes a great ground cover. They sure are pretty. Can you see the little bug that's reading the book with you? Miss Tilly looked at me. Is that Japanese maple prettier than those succulents? She asked. Of course not. Even though that Japanese maple's taller? She asked. They're both beautiful, I said, even though they're so different. As the words came out of my mouth, I knew that I believed it. Ah, she said, go back inside and put your towel back on. That was the day I first learned that my hair is a garden. See, there's the Japanese maple. There you go. See the Japanese maple? My hair is a garden. And like every good garden, it must be cared for every day. The nutrients in the soil can be stimulated and enriched. My body is the soil for my hair. What I give to the soil comes back to me. I love to eat right. My words are like seeds that I plant. What I think and speak draws a yield. I weed out all opinions that have no place in my garden. It's too curly. Pull it back. Straighten it. Cut it off. Miss Tilly says it's not what you start with in the garden that matters. It's the care, the time, and attention you give it. My hair is a garden, and I give it love. Oh, no! What happened? Don't go away. Dang it. Okay, what about this? Where's the phone? Shoot. Hey, having a technical difficulty, trying to catch up with you guys again. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get to Facebook. I try to do Facebook Live. Shoot. Okay. So you guys, sorry. We got disconnected, so I'm going to try to finish the book. So I don't know how long you guys have been gone, but I'm going to try to finish this last page. My hair is a garden, and like every good garden, it must be cared for every day. The nutrients in the soil can be stimulated and enriched. My body is the soil for my hair. What I give to the soil comes back to me. I'm right. My words are like seeds that I plant. What I think and what I speak draws a yield. So what I think and what I speak, put it out there, you're going to get good stuff. You put good stuff out, you're going to get good stuff back. Miss Polly says it's not what you start with in the garden that matters. Time and after attention you give it. My hair is a garden. Love. I love that. Check out that picture. Cool is that? I love this book. It's beautiful. There you go. And then it talks about all the tools that you can use to do your hair with. My hair is a garden. Okay, so I don't think I have another garden book left. And we're having technical difficulties. I think I'm going to cut it short right there. Cut it off anyway, make sure it off. And I still don't even know who all is out there watching live with me, but I appreciate you for being out there. Hi there. Oh, Ciante Renee. I forgive me if I mispronounced. Hello. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. And also thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I'm also broadcasting live from there today at the Victory Garden. Yeah. I'm going to come out there and help my friend play around in the dirt. Once we're done with this, I really appreciate you guys being here with me. You know, I love reading stories by little people, and I try to make it fun for the big people too. Yeah, it's a labor of love. It allows me to release my inner goofy. So I'm gonna get now and help a friend out in the garden. It's been fun. Please. Oh, I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember. But they should have a special order inquiry line for them. If you're waiting on your book order. And it's been fun. I can't wait to get out. It's such a gorgeous play in the dirt, plant a seed, pull up some weeds. Yeah, get some fresh air, get some sunshine, guys. It's good for your health. Give yourself a hug. As a matter of fact, let's do it together right now. That was a good story time. All about garden stuff. We learned about Dr. Carver and all the cool things that you can do and plants. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Your hair is a garden. Your body's a garden. Plant good soil, good seeds. Yeah. Okay. See you later, jellyfish. See you soon, big baboo. Out the door, dinosaur.